Okay, to the business at hand. I honestly have been trying to, have been encouraging the step that we're making now to happen for a long time. Some of you may think that's simply self-serving, since I have this honking form called a substantially similar report to fill out every year, which is a pain in the patoot. And it is a pain in the patoot. And it's pretty much going to go away now. I'm very thankful for that, but that's not the reason. A lot of you over the years have said, gosh, December is a low-pay month, and gosh, June, July, and August are even worse than that. And so we're doing some things to gain some legitimacy in this district and making people employees, things that will even out your paychecks over the course of 12 months, and the this thing and the this thing during the summer should go away. There is a recognition in the eyes of the district that I think is a very, very, very positive step. It's kind of been one of those things out there for a long time that this class of employees, or should I say classy employees, synonymous, is something that I knew someday would be dealt with. It was one of those things that has been waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally it's being taken care of. I think it's a really good, really positive thing from my perspective. And it happens to come at a time when there's been a pay increase for you, which will more than compensate for the funding that is lost because of FICA and the withdrawals, which you'll deal with. And so I don't think the timing could have been any better. And district personnel were very, very supportive of this, did a lot of the legwork, if not almost all of the legwork, and I appreciate it. So, other than that, the general information has been sent home to you, and you should be aware of it from this letter. So other than that quick introduction, what we want to accomplish today is two things. Number one, give you a chance to ask any questions that you might have. Ms. Williams is here to help with that. I'm here to help with that. And if perchance we have a question we can't answer, we'll certainly go dig for an answer after that. I think we can handle most or all of it. And then secondly, there's a book in front of you with the goldenrod cover, which you need to read. And you'll need to deal with and sign and take care of, because it's a part of the requirement. We need these in, and today, from as many of you as possible. We need them in at the very latest. If you want to get paid in October, as at the end of October, we need them in by the 16th. Is that next week, Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Then it's Tuesday the 15th. We need this information back from you by Tuesday the 15th, no later than. Okay? If it's not in by the 15th, you'll still get paid, but it will be delayed. 1 month. Okay? There are cutoff and dates and that they deal with in a district the size of ours that just simply are reality. So, with that introduction, I didn't know, Mrs. Williams, if you wanted to add anything to that, you're certainly welcome to.
Yeah, just so that you understand how we're going to calculate your pay. Mr. Mal's going to give us the number of hours that you're going to work, the number of days that you're going to work. I think those are two things. And your hourly rate. We will calculate an annual amount, and then we will divide it by 11. So you will get 11 equal amounts. If you happen, you'll still do the calendar that you've always done where you put the hours per day on that. If you happen to do something different than what we have planned, we will make the adjustment the next month. We're required by law to withhold federal income tax and Medicare. That's 7.65% for you. The district also pays 7.65%.
And the fact we've gone over carefully with Ms. Vicki and with the other folks, the hiring thing that we do, the survey that goes out to family, the whole registration process with instructors, they understand. And the adjustment for second semester that will be needed for some of you. Some of you, your hours and your salary will be unchanged. Some of you, it will change. So they're well aware of that. And that's all been considered workable and doable on the punch in the buttons end of things over there. So they're planning on that.
And what we'll do with that is he will give us the information late in January. We will make the adjustment in February, and that adjustment will be carried out through August. So it won't be a 1 month hit. It'll be spread out for the rest of the year.
Mrs. Gordon.
You don't take any out for Social Security then, just Medicare and federal withholding?
The Medicare, Social Security.
Social Security also, okay. So that's
Yes.
bound together. And,
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
What about substitute teachers?
We'll continue to handle those as we have in the past. We'll just do that in-house.
Okay.
Mrs. Bites?
I see the fingerprint form is $43. If you hold a current certificate, Washington State teaching license, do I still continue to do this since we have already done this to get the license?
If you are on OSPI's list, then you don't have to do it again. That's the information that I have from HR. I think that they can verify that. So if you'll make a note of that, then I will have Colleen check. And if it's not on OSPI's database, then we will need to have it again.
What's the OSPI?
Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction.
So, a long time ago, I did get fingerprinted just to be here.
That's something different, as I understand.
Is it different?
Correct.
If it is not registered with OSPI, that's the trigger. We have to have it registered with OSPI.
So I think my understanding is, and I certainly could be wrong, and we'll gladly adjust if we are. My understanding is that pretty much everybody, almost everybody in this room who is filling out these forms will need to do that. It's just a reality. It's not something we can avoid. It is standard for every employee of the district. There's nobody that does not do this. Okay?
Even our substitute bus drivers, substitute custodians,
Superintendent,
all of,
assistant
yeah,
superintendent.
everyone has to go through the fingerprinting.
Ms. Darlis, was there another question that you had about that fingerprinting from somebody? I'm trying to remember.
I think Denise, just because one of the other teachers asked if she just got her certification and had to do it for that, will it suffice?
It should. So if I've got those names, I will have HR check.
Okay.
So is it two fees, $43.50 made payable to OSPI, and the $5 fee payable at the time of fingerprinting at the police department? What's that?
I believe it is the two, yes.
How do you want us to do that? To writing two checks?
You-
Or
you
we're
have
gonna go to the police department?
You're going, yes.
Can you just walk us through what we're gonna do?
Yeah, on these, you will go to the police department, pay them the $5 for the fingerprinting. They will send it off to OSPI. I did it 9 years ago, so I don't really remember if I gave the police my check and they sent it off, or if I had to send it separately. So you remember that you had to give it to the
Yeah, I was
police?
about the same time.
Okay.
I had to write the check and they took it.
Okay, and then they'll send it off. You will get a receipt, and that's what we need, that's proof that you've done it. OSPI, if they have any issues, will contact the district.
Well, it says right here on the paperwork, the Oak Harbor Police Department will mail the completed fingerprint card and the $43.50 processing fee to OSPI in the pre-addressed postage paid envelope you provide.
So we get a receipt from them and bring
Yes.
the receipt to you as evidence that we took care of this.
Or you can bring it in here, and you can collect all of those and then just turn them in.
Okay, that's probably what we'll do.
Probably easier just bring it in here, give it to Ms. Darlis, if you would.
Yeah.
So this is the only part of the packet that obviously does not need to be completed before Tuesday. They don't even do them until Tuesdays and Thursdays, okay?
Right,
So everything else, Tuesday's the drop dead, this is
right,
sooner than later,
Yes.
but
right. You do need to, yeah, you do need to do that. If we don't get it back, then we can't continue to pay you.
okay.
What did you say? Gets dropped back and dropped in?
The receipt from the.
Oh, the receipt.
Yeah. When you get your
And they're
fingerprint.
saying we can't know if you get fingerprinted until
10
Tuesday.
and 1.
The Island County Sheriff's Office does it more often than the city. It's just not as convenient unless you happen to live in Cookville. But you can call the Sheriff's Office, see what their hours are. They do it more often.
So we have two places we could go.
Yes, and I believe both are listed on the letter. Driver's license, we have to have a copy of your social security card, but that's so that we can pay you. If we don't have that, we can't pay you. The IRS wants their money, and the way that they verify that is by your social security number.
I'm having a little difficulty with that.
filled, and you want Ms. Vicky to,
Right, what I'm gonna verify is
Get on that.
this is the one, the blue one that you wrote. She has to,
Thank you, because that
in
was.
fact, if you look, you'll see that her information should already be filled in. I believe that she has Vicky Williams. Oh, yeah. That's the one that she has. Also, one other note, while you're completing the paperwork, I'll bring by your Septembers. They do need your signature at the bottom at this point in time. So I will pass these out, just ask you to sign it. And if you get it in with all of your other stuff, you just need your John Henry, okay?
Good thing I trust you.
All right, before we start, just turn you loose to fill in the paperwork. Any other questions, Mr.
One more question. Does this change our status as far as bidding for jobs that might come open if they're, do we have to wait till they go public, or can we bid on?
I'm not sure how you're going to handle,
You mean other
posting.
jobs in the
In
district?
the district, yes.
Yeah.
Well, this does not give you seniority in
No.
either of the unions.
No.
You're not a member of either union.
Right. But do we have to wait for the jobs to become publicly announced?
For any position that's posted within the unions, they have to be posted before they can be filled.
Okay,
So we're not allowed to do that any other way.
okay. So then no.
Now, sub jobs, you know, if you've been on our sub list, then that process won't change for you.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Yes, Whit? Some of the socials are maiden names. Perhaps they'd ask about-
That's the way you will get paid. If you never changed your legal name, as far as payment, is what is on your social security card. That's why it's very important for us to have that. We cannot pay you other than what your legal name is. And your legal name is what is on your social security card.
Government goes back to work.
Do I have to change the name of my social security card?
But that's not registered with the federal government.
But it is your legal name.
And the position that the district has to take is they have to have a social security card with the last name on it that you want the check made out to. So if that means it has to be changed, then it has to be changed. Is that
But
correct?
keep in mind, it's a direct deposit.
Exactly.
Yeah, only the first month in October, you'll receive a physical warrant. After that, it will be a direct deposit into the bank account that you list.
And that could be anybody's, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Well, and there,
it benefits you to put your own, but yeah.
There's a spot on the form, I'm sure we've all filled these forms out numerous times in our lives, right? But number 4 on there,
Whatever your.
if your last name differs from that shown on your social security card, check here. And then you're supposed to call this 800 number for a replacement card.
Yes.
Yeah,
That might be how you get your card.
you still have to go to the office, you call the 800 number, they say, go to your local office, take your driver's license in there, and you get a replacement card.
And
Not anymore.
not anymore, sorry, certificated, or classified or certificated, what is it?
Educational coaches.
Educational
And-
coaches, are we on a sub list? Can we put ourselves on the sub list, or on the list and say, I need a sub to fill for this hour?
You can.
Okay,
I mean, however you want to deal with subs.
Well, she's talking about subbing in the rest of the district. Is that what you're talking about?
no, I'm talking about like my
In-house
classroom, yeah,
Oh,
in-house.
We'll work that out in-house.
Okay,
That's
so we're not
an
gonna
issue.
put ourselves
No.
into a computer system,
Don't have
got
to
it.
worry about that. That will be done basically exactly as we've done in the past, so we'll be good.
Okay.
Other questions?
So just thinking out loud, for those employees that have social security cards with their maiden name on them, they're gonna receive a W-2 at the end of the year with their maiden name on them. And it may not necessarily jive with their tax form when they complete it.
Yeah, so that's a good, that actually, I have a